Hello and welcome. My name is Amii. This program is brought to you by Healium Hot Yoga, Tendril Yoga, in partnership with the West Allis Fire Department. For the next 60 minutes, we'll focus in on grounding, breathing, and then we'll move into a practice focused in on core and balance. If you haven't already, go ahead and grab yourself some props, a strap, some blocks, or maybe even a blanket. If you don't have props, don't worry about it. We'll offer modifications along the way without props. If you enjoy this program, check out the others in this series or visit us live at the Healium Studios. Today I'm joined with Greg, who will be offering modifications for our practice today, and also Chris. We'll begin on our backs in a resting posture. So make your way down to your back, allow your legs to go long, allow your arms to come down by your sides, fingertips curl up, palms face towards the ceiling. As you find yourself on your back, begin to deepen, ground into it. If for any reason you're finding discomfort, you can also bend into your knees, allow your feet to go as wide as your mat. Let your knees knock together in a constructive rest. As you find yourself on your back, don't make any adjustments quite yet. Just notice your body. Notice maybe any thoughts that are moving through your mind, and then come to your breath. Notice your breath, the air flowing in and out of your body, and then begin to lengthen out each inhale and exhale. Inhale fully from your belly, your chest. Expand your belly and your chest to the four corners of the room. Hold the breath in your chest for just a moment, and then exhale all of the air out of your body. Allow your chest and your belly to fall towards the floor. Inhale again, deeply, fully through your belly, through your chest. Hold your breath, and then exhale. Exhale to the same slow count, holding your breath at the bottom in this belly breathing. Then inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue breathing to this slow count of 4, even lengthen out to 4 more counts, 6 counts. Continue breathing, lengthening each breath out. Remember, you can come back to belly breathing at any time during the day, especially if you find yourself in stressful moments, bringing your body back to a calm, peaceful place. Breathe here for another 3 to 4 rounds of breath, and we'll begin our practice shortly. On your next inhale, begin to gently bring your knees up towards your chest. Reach for opposite elbows or whatever you can hold on to today. Begin to rock yourself side to side, giving your lower back a little massage. You can even open up your knees or have your hands on your knees if that feels better for you. Maybe even take a moment to squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball, bringing your knees to your nose. And then place your feet on your ground. Your feet are about your foot width distance away from your butt. Palms face down. Begin to ground into your feet. Neck is long. And let's take a few rounds of bridge. On your next inhale, push into your feet, push into your arms, push into your hands, and lift your hips up to the sky. Chin comes into your chest. Hold it here for a moment, then exhale. Allow your hips to come down to the ground. Inhale, push your feet into the ground equally. Lift your hips up even higher. And then exhale, lower your hips down to the ground. We'll take 3 more, holding the third one. Inhale, lift your hips up. Maybe squeeze your glutes together to find a little bit more height in your body. Exhale, lower your hips down. Inhale, push into your toes, push into your shoulders. Keep your knees and feet parallel to one another, and then exhale, lower your hips down. This last one will hold. Inhale, push your hands and your feet into the ground. Lift your hips up to a comfortable position. If you need some support, you can place a block underneath your body or hold yourself here. You can also choose to interlace your fingers to each other into a fist underneath your body. Maybe walk your shoulders together a little bit more. Neck is long, chin comes near chest. Hold yourself here. Push into the ground with your feet and take 2 to 3 rounds of breath. On your inhale, maybe lift your hips up a little bit more. On your exhales, hold. One more inhale and exhale. And then on your next inhale, lift yourself up maybe just a little bit more. And then exhale, release the clasp of your hands if you have them clasped, and allow your knees to fall down to the ground. Excellent. Bring your knees into your chest once again. Rock yourself side to side just for a moment. And then place your feet on the ground just briefly. Open your arms up to a T, palms face down or palms face up, or cactus arms if that feels better for you. Moving into a reclined twist. Inhale, bring your knees up, shins are parallel to the ground. And then on your exhale, allow your knees to gently fall over to the right side of your mat. As your knees fall over to the right side of your mat, let them go wherever they go. You can place a block underneath them if they're hanging in space, or just allow them to stay right where they are. Look towards your knees or away from your knees to increase your twist. Stay here for another 2 to 3 rounds of breath. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up through center. Place your feet on the ground just for a moment. Kick your hips to the right just a little bit in order to lengthen out your spine. And then inhale, bring your knees back up parallel, shins parallel to the ground, and then allow your legs to fall over to the left side of your mat. This side might feel different, so make any adjustments that you might need. Once again, same options. Look towards your knees or away from your knees. Place a block underneath them if you need it. Wherever you are, though, find comfort in this twist. Shoulders are on the ground if you can. Breathe into this. 2 more rounds of breath. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up through center. And then pull your knees into your chest once again. Reach around. Rock yourself side to side. When you're feeling ready, begin to rock yourself up and down your mat, up and down. Maybe your feet come overhead. Maybe your rocks are small. When you're feeling ready, roll yourself up and over or find yourself in a tabletop shape, however you can get there. Shoulders are over your wrists, hips are over your knees, tops of your feet into the ground. Open up your fingers so you have a nice broad base. Belly engaged slightly. Let's move into a few rounds of cow and cat. On your inhale, belly drops, tailbone lifts, look up, find length in your body. Exhale, chin comes in your chest, push the floor away, slide your shoulder blades apart a little bit more. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your tailbone up even more, look up with your eyes even more to increase the length of your front body. Exhale, chin comes near your chest. Find more space in between your vertebrae. We'll take 3 more. Inhale, belly drops, tailbone lifts, look up. Exhale, once again, chin comes into your chest. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, lengthen out your front body as much as you can. Use your neck, your chin lifts up in order to lengthen your neck and your front body. And then exhale, chin comes in, tailbone under, push the floor away, maybe lengthen out your arms in order to puff up your shoulders. When you're ready, come back to neutral tabletop. Stay here for just 1 breath, and then toes together, knees out as wide as your mat. Push yourself back to child's pose. In child's pose, you can even bring your knees together if you want. You can place a block underneath your chest. Reach your fingertips towards the front of the mat. Hips go towards the back of the mat. As you find length in your body, begin to breathe into this. Find some comfort, find your breath, stay and breathe. From child's pose, begin to pull yourself up into tabletop shape. Release any props if you have them. Allow your shoulders once again to find their way over your wrists, hips over your knees. Maybe take gentle movements, slide yourself side to side. Open up your hands a little bit more. Moving into bird dogs. On your next inhale, right hand comes up, palm faces towards the left side of your mat. Reach your fingertips away from your body. Gaze is at the top of your mat or maybe at your thumb. Then lift up your left leg. Toes point down towards the ground. Reach your fingertips away from your heel. Find length in your body. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, crunch your elbow into your knee. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen yourself all the way out once again. Crunch it in. Hold it here. Chin comes near chest. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen yourself all the way out. One more time. Tap your elbow to your knee. Hold it here for just one beat. And then inhale, lengthen yourself all the way out. Place your right hand on the ground. Left leg stays lifted. Kick your right leg out to the side. Then drop down your left foot and lift up your left hand into a supported side plank. Push your hand into the ground. Look up at your thumb. Push your foot into the ground on the left side. You can stay right here, lifting your fingertips up to the sky, or if you want a little bit more, you can lift up your left leg parallel to the ground. Toes flex back towards your face. Stay here and breathe here. Push your hand into the ground. Maybe shift your gaze from the floor to the ceiling. Breathe one more round of breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Exhale, place your foot down on the ground and then rotate your hips and your body towards the floor. Bring your left knee to meet your right. Let's take one round of cow and cat. Drop your belly, lift your head, lift your tailbone, look up. Exhale, chin comes to your chest. Push the floor away. Come back to neutral tabletop, and let's do it on the left side just like that. Left hand comes up, palm faces towards the right side of your mat. Reach and stretch your fingertips away from your body, belly is engaged, and then lift up your right leg. Toes point down towards the ground. Find the balance between your planted hand and your planted knee. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, crunch it in, tuck it in. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lengthen yourself all the way out once again, and then tap your elbow to your knee. Once again for 3, 2, 1. One more, lengthen your leg out, reach your fingertips away from your body, and then tap your elbow to your knee. Inhale, lengthen yourself all the way out once again. Then place your left hand on the ground, kickstand your left foot out, drop down your right foot, and lift up your right hand towards the ceiling. Reach up and stretch up. As you find yourself in the supported side plank, reach even further towards the sky. If you want a little bit more, you can lift up your leg. Flex your toes back towards your face. Try to find more length in your body. Keep lifting up, keep stretching up, and keep breathing. On your next inhale, lift towards the ceiling, then exhale. Allow your foot to come down to the ground. Rotate your body towards the floor, hands on the ground, and then bring your knees to meet each other. One round of cow and cat. Belly drops, tailbone lifts, look up. Exhale, chin comes in your chest. Push the floor away. Puff up the space between your shoulders even more. Come back to neutral tabletop. We'll work into planks, forearm plank. In a forearm plank, place your palms and your forearms down on the mat. And then tuck your toes and allow your hips to come up. As you find yourself in a forearm plank, Hands are nice and wide. Toes push into the ground a little bit more. Belly is firm. If you need a little bit of support today for any reason, you can also drop your knees down to the ground. We'll be staying here for about 10 counts, so find the position that's right for you. Shoulders are stacked over your elbows. Hold it here for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees down to the ground. Untuck your toes and let your hips drop to the floor. As your hips drop to the floor, maybe rock yourself side to side to find a little bit more grounding through your hips. And we'll stay here in Sphinx for a few rounds of breath. Look at the mat, or if you want a little bit more, you can push into your hands and begin to lift your gaze up towards the ceiling. Feet can be together or hip width distance apart. Point your toes, engage the muscles in your cobra tail, your Sphinx tail here. Look up with your eyes. Stay here for another breath or two, lengthening out your front body and compressing your back body. Roll your shoulders down from your ears. Take one more breath. And then exhale, lower yourself down. Maybe place your palms, stack them on top of each other, forehead on top of each other, then lift up your heels to the sky, windshield wiper your legs, side to side, side to side. Let that go. We have one more core exercise, a plank. Place your feet back down on the ground after windshield wipering. Palms underneath your shoulders, elbows back like cricket wings. Tuck your toes and then push yourself up into a plank position. In your plank position, shoulders are over your wrists, heels stack over your toes. You can stay right here. You have many different options though. You can drop down your knees if you need support, or you can even come back to that forearm plank if that feels good for you, or you can come to your fists, especially if you have cranky wrists. Wherever you are though, stay in that comfortable position. Continue to breathe, puff up the space between your shoulders. Hold this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push your hips up to the sky and find our first downward facing dog of practice. In our down dog, hips up the sky, push into your hands. Maybe begin to pedal your feet out a little bit. Bend and straighten your knees. Belly is engaged. You can look at your thumbs or shift your gaze to your toes if that feels better for you. And then when you're ready, come back to stillness and let's take a few rounds of breath in this downward facing dog. From down dog, come high on your toes and begin to walk. Take tiny tippy toes, keeping your hips high, knees bent or knees long to the top of your mat. Once you get to the top of your mat, stay here in a forward fold. Reach for opposite elbows, let yourself hang, or you can place your hands on the floor or on blocks. Bend and straighten into your knees and just feel into this first forward fold of our practice. Maybe roll your shoulders, maybe allow your head to nod left to right, maybe rotate it, maybe roll out your wrists, whatever feels good for you right here in our first forward fold of class. Take another moment for yourself and then come back to stillness. Micro bend in your knees and then begin to roll yourself up slowly, 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 letting your arms hang. Chin is into your chest. Roll yourself all the way up to a standing position. Shoulders roll back, palms face forward. Root down through your feet in mountain pose. In mountain pose, feet can be together or hip width distance apart. Roll your shoulders back. Engage the muscles in your legs by lifting your kneecaps up just a little bit. Squeeze into your glutes. Tuck your belly in. Roll your shoulders back. Chin is parallel to the ground. Crown of your head is to the ceiling. This is a proud posture. Lift yourself up a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Reach up and stretch up towards the ceiling. Maybe look up at your thumbs. Belly is engaged. Tuck your tailbone under. Root down through your feet while reaching up even more. Exhale. Hands come down through heart center. Bend into your knees and come all the way down back to a forward fold. In your forward fold, take another bit of time here for yourself. do bend into this second time that we're here, but we're still early in class. When you're feeling ready, come back to stillness, and then inhale, half lift your body. Hands on the floor, on your shins, on a block. Knees are soft, chin is away from your chest, a nice long back. Tuck your navel in a little bit more, and then exhale, come back down to your forward fold. Take a moment, maybe bend and straighten to your knees once again, just for a moment, and then bend into your knees as much as you need to. Circle your arms all the way up overhead, reach up, stretch up once again, look up at your thumb spine, lengthen your side body, then exhale, hands come down to heart center, all the way back down to forward fold. Hands meet the floor once again. We're not going to be here quite as long. One more time through that. Inhale. Half lift your body. Chin is away from your chest. Roll your shoulders back. Soft knees. Exhale. Back to forward fold. Inhale. Circle your arms all the way up overhead. Reach up. Stretch up. Find length in your body. Tuck your belly and tuck your tailbone under. Look up. Exhale. Hands come down through heart center. Forward fold all the way down. Hands meet the floor. And then step your right foot back. Your left foot back. Find yourself in a plank. Not going to be here for very long. Shoulders over your wrists. Again, heels over your toes. And then if you'd like to, lower yourself down. Elbows tuck in to your rib cage. Chin is away from your chest in a hover plank. Breathe one round of breath and then drop your knees down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Pull yourself forward. Look up for a cobra pose. Elbows are still tucked in. Eyes up towards the ceiling. Find length in your neck and your front body. Feet together or apart. And then exhale. Lower yourself down. Tuck your toes. Lift yourself up through tabletop or plank. Back to downward facing dog. In down dog. Pedal it out here. Notice the sensations in your body. Find your breath. And then come to stillness. Downward facing dog is a resting posture. You can come here at any point in your practice. Let's move into our first flow of class. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Lift it up even higher towards the sky, and then inhale, find the length in your heel. Exhale, sweep your right leg forward. Bring your foot in between your hands. Hands are on the outsides of your feet. We're in a low runner's lunge. Push your toes on the left side into the mat. You can place your hands on the floor or you can place them at blocks at any height. Chin is away from your chest. Find length in your spine. Hold this here for just another moment, finding length in your hip flexor on the left side. And then we'll turn this into a dynamic runner's lunge. On your next inhale, pull yourself forward just a little bit more. Exhale, lengthen out your leg. Look back at your knee. 2 more times. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Chin is away from your chest. Belly is strong. Exhale, lengthen out your leg. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Again. Exhale, lengthen out your leg. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Hold it here in this low runner's lunge, and then push into your blocks, push into the floor, and root down to your feet. Inhale, arms sweep up overhead into a high crescent lunge. Arms are overhead, palms face each other. If you can, roll your shoulders down your back. Chin is away from your chest. Find a gentle gaze in front of you. Reach up through your fingers a little bit more. Knee is stacked over your ankle. Belly engaged. Shoulders over your hips. Breathe here for one more inhale to lengthen yourself up. Keep the bend in your knee. Then exhale. Hands frame your foot back to that low runner's lunge. And then step back with your right foot. Come to your plank pose. Hold it here for a breath. And then lower yourself down halfway for your hover plank. Elbows in tight. Drop yourself all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Pull yourself forward for cobra. Look up with your eyes. Point your toes. Roll your shoulders back. Exhale, head comes down to the floor. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up through tabletop or plank. Back to downward facing dog. Down dog, take a breath here. And we'll do that same thing on the left. Left leg sweeps up to the sky. Find length from the heel of your left hand through the heel of your left foot. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, bring your left foot forward in between your hands. Stay here In this low runner's lunge, use your blocks if you need them. Chin is away from your chest. The spine is long. Inhale, find length in your body. Exhale, lengthen out your leg. Look back at your knee. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Once again, chin is away from your chest. Exhale, push your hips back. Keep them square to the ground. Inhale, pull yourself forward. Exhale, push your hips up. Look back at your knee. Inhale, pull yourself forward once again. Root down through your blocks or through the floor. Engage your belly and then inhale, arms sweep back up overhead. High crescent lunge. Reach up with your hands. Maybe look up if you want a little balance challenge. Push into your toes in the back. Knee is stacked over your ankle. Inhale, lengthen. Belly tucks in. Exhale, hands come down to frame your foot once again. Slide your left foot back to three-legged dog. Bring your leg down. Pull yourself forward to a plank pose. Hold it here just for a moment. Lower yourself down. Hover plank, elbows in tight. Drop your knees down to the ground. Your pelvis down. Inhale. Lift yourself up for a cobra. Point your toes. Shine your heart. Exhale. Head comes down. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up to tabletop or plank. Back to downward facing dog. In down dog. Find some stillness and breathe. Moving into our next flow of class. From downward facing dog, inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Find the length from the heel of your right hand through the heel of your foot. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Crunch it in, hold it here for a moment, then lengthen your leg all the way back out to the three-legged dog. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, bring your foot forward. Hand in between. Your foot is in between your hands. Hips are square to the ground, chin is away from your chest. Engage your belly. Push into the floor, push into your feet. Inhale, arms come up overhead. High crescent lunge. We've been here before. We're going to add on. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Exhale, bring your hands down through heart center. And then twist your body. Allow your left elbow to hook on the outside of your right knee. As you find yourself in a prayer twist, or you can place your hands on your knees and look towards the right side of your mat. Bring your hands in through heart center. Maybe stack your elbows on top of each other. Shift your gaze if you'd like a little challenge from the floor to the ceiling. Notice how that changes your balance. Stay here for one more breath. And then inhale, arms sweep back up overhead, back to your high crescent lunge. Stay here for just a moment. And then inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Exhale, hop your back foot forward. Weight goes into your right foot. And lengthen yourself out by lifting up your leg, lifting up your arms into a warrior three. You can stay here, long arms, long legs, or you can place your hands at heart center, especially if you have cranky shoulders, or place your hands on the floor or on blocks. Hips are square to the ground. Chin is away from your chest. Continue to breathe here for another round of breath. Nice, soft breath. Your knee is soft as well. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, gently drop your foot down. Arms come up overhead, high crescent lunge. Once again, inhale, lengthen yourself up. Exhale, hands, frame your foot. Slide your right foot back. And then drop your right foot down, pull yourself forward to a plank once again. Lower yourself down halfway or take any modifications. Lower yourself all the way down, untuck your toes, pull yourself forward, look up with your eyes. Exhale, head comes down, tuck your toes, push yourself up through tabletop shape, back to downward facing dog. We'll do that again on the left. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up to the sky. Find the length through your heel. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Bring your left knee to meet your nose. Hold it here. Inhale, lengthen your leg all the way out. And then bring your foot all the way forward. Foot in between your hands. Stay here for a moment. Set this up. Find your balance. Then inhale. Engage your core. Arms come up overhead. High crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Exhale. Hands come down through heart center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Twist. Right elbow goes on the outside of your left knee. Hands at heart center. Or hands on your knee and twist, look over your shoulder. If you're twisting with your hands together, allow your hands to push towards your heart. Look down, look up. One more inhale and exhale. And then inhale, arms come back up overhead. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Moving into warrior 3. Hop your back foot. Weight goes into your front foot. And lift up your right leg. Arms reach forward. Toes flex down towards the ground. Hands at heart center on the floor or on blocks. Square your hips off to the floor. Chin is away from your chest. Breathe here for another round of breath. Weight into your big toe. Inhale and exhale. Slowly drop your foot down. Arms come back up overhead. High crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Frame your foot with your hands. Slide your left foot back to the sky. Three-legged dog. Bring your foot down. Pull yourself forward for plank. Lower yourself down for hover plank. Drop yourself all the way down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Pull yourself forward. Look up with your eyes. Roll your shoulders back. Cobra. Exhale. Head comes down. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up through tabletop or plank. Downward facing dog. In down dog. Take a couple rounds of breath here. Moving into another flow. Listen up. Take breaks as you need it. And let's begin. Inhale. Lift your leg up to the sky. Right leg comes up to the sky. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, bring forward your right foot in between your hands. We've been here before. Right away, inhale, arms come up overhead. Find length in your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, changing it up. Spread yourself out to warrior 2. In warrior 2, knee stacks over your ankle. Foot, leg is long. Foot into the ground. Arms are parallel to the ground. Shoulders are stacked over your hips. Gaze past your index fingers. Push your hip back. Belly engaged. Excellent. Inhale, lengthen yourself forward. Flip your palm and then reverse your warrior. Lift your right arm up. Left arm goes down your leg, or take a bind if you'd like it. Inhale, find the length. Moving into a balancing pose. Reach and stretch. And then bring your arms through warrior 2 once again. Weight goes into your front foot. Hop your back foot up, or just lift it up and find half moon pose. In half moon pose, hands on the floor, on a block, shoulders stack on each other. Left arm is up to the sky. Toes flex back towards your face. It's like you're between 2 panes of glass. Keep your belly engaged, soft knee. Continue to breathe here for another round of breath. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. If you want an extra challenge, you can even bring your hand up from the floor. Excellent. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Slowly bend into your front knee. Drop your foot down. Back through warrior 2 into a reverse warrior. Look up with your eyes at your thumb. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Circle your arms. Frame your foot. Square your body off to the front of your mat. Hands frame your foot. Slide your right foot back. Right foot comes down. Pull yourself forward for plank. Lower yourself down. Hover plank. Drop your hips down to the ground. Untuck your toes. Inhale. Look up with your eyes. Cobra. Roll your shoulders back. Shine your heart. Exhale. Head comes down. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up through tabletop or plank into downward facing dog. In down dog. Pedal it out here just for a moment. And let's do the other side. Just like that. Inhale. Left leg comes up to the sky. Inhale, find the length right away. Left foot comes forward in between your hands. Set this up for high crescent. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Reach towards the ceiling. Push your hips forward. Excellent. Inhale, lengthen yourself up. Exhale, spread yourself out. Warrior 2. In warrior 2, shoulders stack over your hips, just like we did last time. Leg is long. Knee is stacked over your ankle, not beyond. Find a little bit of strength through your belly. Inhale, lengthen yourself forward. Lift up your palm to the ceiling and then reverse. Arm goes down your leg on the right side, or take a bind. Look up at your thumb. Once again, moving into our half moon. So arms come out wide to warrior two just for a moment. Hop your back foot forward and then lift up your leg. Hand on the ground. Hand goes to the sky as well. Shoulders are stacked on top of each other in half moon pose. Hold it here. Try to stack everything on top of each other. Shoulders, hips. Reach up and stretch up. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Bend into your front knee. Slowly drop down your foot back to warrior two just for a moment, and then reach your arm up for a reverse warrior. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Through warrior two, circle your arms. Frame your foot. Square your hips off. And then pull yourself forward to plank. Lower yourself down. Hover plank. Pull yourself forward. Look up with your eyes for cobra. Exhale, head comes down. Tuck your toes. Lift yourself all the way back up. Downward facing dog. All right, we're going to move through that second half of that flow one more time, a little bit faster. All right, starting on the right. Inhale, lift your right leg up to the sky. Right away, right foot comes forward. Lift yourself up using your core strength. High crescent lunge. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, spread yourself out. Warrior two. Look past your index finger in the front. Inhale, lengthen forward. Palm face up. Reverse your warrior. Look up at your thumb. Big move here. You know where we're going. Hop your back foot forward. Back into that half moon. Shoulders stack on top of each other. Gaze down, gaze up. Not here quite as long. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Exhale, slowly with control, drop your foot down. Back to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Look up at your thumb. And then circle your arms. Frame your foot. Square your hips off to the front of the mat. And then slide your right foot back. Right foot comes down. Pull yourself forward to plank. Lower yourself down halfway, hover plank. Drop your hips down. Pull yourself forward. Cobra. Exhale, head comes down. Tuck your toes. Push yourself up through tabletop or plank. Back to down dog. One more side, the left side. Lift your left leg up to the sky. Right away, bring forward your left foot. Set yourself up, belly engaged. Lift yourself up. High crescent lunge. Inhale, lengthen through your fingertips. Keep the bend in your knee. Spread yourself out. Warrior two. And warrior two, stay here for a breath. Inhale, lengthen yourself forward. Flip your palm. Reverse your warrior. Look up at your fingers. Exhale, come back through warrior two into half moon pose. Hop your back foot forward. Grab your props if you need it. Stack everything on top of each other. Stack your bones. Look up, look down. Inhale, lengthen, and then gently drop your foot down. Back into warrior two. Arms out wide and reverse. Reach up, stretch up. Beautiful. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Rotate your arms around. Frame your foot in front. And then pull yourself forward for plank. Lower yourself down. Hover plank. Drop your knees down to the ground. Pull yourself forward. Untuck your toes. Cobra. Exhale. Head comes down. Tuck your toes. Find yourself back in downward facing dog. Find your breath. Breathe in and out through your nose. Deep, full inhales and exhales. Find some stillness and breathe. Nice work. From downward facing dog, drop down to your knees, toes together, knees out wide. Push yourself back to a child's pose. Find a little bit of stillness here. Find the modification that works for you as well in this child's pose and come back to your breath. Going to work into a little bit more core on the floor. Stay here for another breath or two. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, begin to walk your body forward and come to your belly. As you come to your belly, feet can be together, hip width distance apart. You can have your head on the ground and your arms back, palms face up, moving into a locust pose, working on back strength as well as core strength. Watch Greg for modifications. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head, and exhale, lift your legs up from the ground, lift your chest up to the ground, and arms come up as well. Point your toes, roll your shoulders back, and you can even place your hands underneath your shoulders if you need a little bit of support, and work on maybe lifting your hands up to see where you are today. Lift everything up a little bit more. Legs come up more. Pinch your shoulders. You can even clasp your hands behind you. We've got this for another couple rounds of breath. Lift everything up. Lift up. Go up. Look up with your eyes. And then with control, slowly release the clasp of your hands and release your body down to the ground. Beautiful. Look towards the right side of your mat. Breathe into this. We'll do that one more time. Not quite as long. Bring your chin out on the mat, and then inhale, lengthen through your body. Exhale, lift everything up. Your body comes up, your legs come up, arms go back. Maybe clasp your hands. Look up with your eyes. Lift your legs up more. Lift your chest up more. Hold it here for 3 rounds of breath. One more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, slowly lower yourself down to the ground. Look towards the left side of your mat. Excellent work, everybody. Take another breath here. And then place your palms underneath your shoulders. Push yourself up through tabletop shape and get to your seat, however you can get there. On your seat, legs come out long, moving into boat pose. More core work. With your legs out long, palms on the floor, fingertips point towards your body. Bend into your knees, heels on the ground, toes flex up towards the ceiling. You can stay here in this boat pose, or if you want a little bit more, you can lift your shins parallel to the ground. Stay here, or if you want a little more, you can even lengthen out your arms. Palms face one another. Stay here, or if you want a little bit more, lengthen out your legs. As you lengthen out your legs in this boat pose, find your breath, find some stillness. You can make adjustments anywhere along the way into a comfortable position as you breathe here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Slowly lower your legs down, your hands down to the ground. Beautiful. Place your feet out as wide as your mat. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. That might feel good for you. Excellent. And then lengthen out your legs in front of you. Let that boat go. Moving into a seated twist. On your next inhale, bend into your right knee. Your right foot is on the inside of your left knee, or you can cross it over to the outside. Place your right hand behind you. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Find a nice long spine. Lift your left arm up to the sky, and then hook your left elbow on the outside of your left knee. You can keep your hand up, or you can even hug your knee if that feels better for you. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, turn and twist even further towards the back of the room. Allow your eyes to twist your body even more. Inhale, find the length. Exhale, turn and twist. Look over your shoulder. Maybe your chin goes over your shoulder. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. On your next inhale, lengthen yourself up and then turn and twist yourself back towards the front. Bring your leg out long to meet your left. Maybe tap your legs out on the ground. And let's do it on the other side. Left knee bends. Sole of your left foot on the inside of your right leg, or even cross it under. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, right hand comes up to the sky, and then allow your elbow to hook over your knee or hold onto your knee. Wherever you decide to go, inhale, find the length. Exhale, turn and twist. Chin is over your shoulder. Inhale, lengthen from the base of your spine through the crown of your head. Keep twisting. Use your eyes to increase the twist. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, turn and twist from the base of your spine through your rib cage all the way through the crown of your head. Excellent. And then on your next inhale, lengthen yourself up, untwist yourself, release your legs next to each other, maybe tap them out. Then scoot yourself forward on your mat and allow yourself to come down to your back. Yoga leg lifts, last little bit of our core work for our practice today. Palms face down next to your hips. And then, however you can get your legs there, maybe bending through your legs, lift your heels, your feet, the soles of your feet towards the ceiling. Your lower back pushes into the ground. Your neck is long. Flex your toes back towards your face. Excellent. Inhale through your heels and then exhale. Bring your legs down about 30 degrees. Hold it here. Push your lower back into the ground. If you're shaking, that's okay. We'll be here for another breath or two. Stay here. And then lower your legs down to 45 degrees. Continue to breathe. Push your lower back in the ground. Push your arms into the ground. Stay here for another breath. And then lower your legs down. One more time. They're hovering over the ground around an 80-degree mark. Stay here. Breathe here. You can do it. I know you can. Breathe. And then inhale, lift your legs back up to the 45 degrees. If you're shaking, that's okay. We're working on core strength. Push your lower back into the ground even more. Continue breathing. And then lift your legs back up to the 30-degree mark. Hold it here. We're almost done. Keep breathing. And then inhale back up to the 90 degrees. Excellent. You did it. And then bring your knees into your chest. Rock yourself side to side. And then place your feet down on the ground. Once again, feet are foot width distance away from your glutes, just like at the beginning of class, moving into bridge in order to let that go. Palms next to your hips. Once again, root down through your feet, 3 rounds of bridge. Inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Exhale, lower your hips down. Excellent. Inhale, lift your hips up to the sky. Once again, maybe a little bit higher. Exhale, lower your hips down. One more time. Push into your toes, push into your arms, your hands, your neck. Lift up, hold it here for a breath. Exhale, lower your hips down to the ground. Stay here and breathe for a moment. Noticing the sensations in your body. Let's move into wind releasing pose. On your next inhale, lift up your right knee, interlace your fingers on top of your right knee, and pull your right knee back towards your right shoulder. Keep your shoulders on the ground, neck is long on the ground. You can stay right here if you'd like a little bit more. You can lengthen out your left leg. As you lengthen out your left leg, push through your heel, toes flex back towards your face. Pull your right knee a little bit closer towards your right shoulder. Go to the point of sensation, never pain. If you have any pinching or numbness, back off. Stay here for another breath. Inhale to lengthen through the crown of your head and exhale to deepen into this. Bend into your left knee if your left leg is long, and then release your right leg to meet your left. Excellent. Oh, crap, you guys. I forgot that we need our straps for this one. So do you have your straps near? Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, we'll just do this here for the sake of this. Okay. All right. Do that one more time. Having our straps near. Okay, mine's right there. I knew Greg had his strap, but of course I didn't know if you had it. Okay. Wind releasing pose. On your next inhale, bring up your right knee. Interlace your fingers on top of your right knee. Pull your right knee back towards your right shoulder. Shoulders are on the ground. Neck is long. You can stay right here, or if you'd like a little more, you can lengthen out your left leg. Toes flex back towards your face. Pull your right knee back towards your shoulder a little bit more to the point of sensation, never pain. If you have any pinching, that's okay. but pain or numbness, back off. Stay here for another breath. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to pull your leg in maybe a little bit tighter to your body. And then bend into your left knee. Release your right leg to meet your left. Notice how your right leg feels compared to your left. And then pull your left knee in. Interlace your fingers on top of your left knee. Stay here for just a moment. If you'd like to, you can lengthen out your left leg as well. Excellent. Flex your toes back towards your face. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Find the point of sensation. And then when you're ready, if your leg is long, bend back into your right leg. Release your left leg to meet your right. Stay here for a moment, noticing the sensations in your body. Recline to figure 4. Inhale, bring your right leg up. Bring your right ankle on top of your right knee. You can stay right here, or if you want a little bit more, you can place your hands around the top of your right knee or underneath your left knee. And then begin to pull your left knee back towards your shoulder and maybe even use your right elbow to push your right knee back. Shoulders are on the ground, neck is long on the ground. Stay here for another moment. Once again, find the point of sensation. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, deepen into this. On your next inhale, lengthen, and then exhale, allow your left leg to come down to the ground if it's lifted. Right leg comes down to meet your left, and let's do it on the other side. Left leg comes up. Left ankle on top of your right knee. Stay here. This side might feel different, or if you want more, you can bring your hands on top of your knee or behind your knee on the right side. Then pull your right knee back towards your right shoulder. Maybe even use your left elbow to push back your left knee. Look up at the ceiling. Neck is long, shoulders on the ground. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen into this. One more time. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. On your next inhale, find length, and exhale, allow your right leg to come down to the ground if it's lifted. And then release your left leg to meet your right. Stay here for just a moment. We'll need our strap. If you have one, grab your strap. Moving into a hamstring stretch. Lengthen out or unroll your strap. And then take your strap and place it on the bottom, the ball of your right foot. The ball of your foot is between the arch of your foot and your toes. Place your strap right there, and then strap in each hand. Begin to lengthen out your leg, your right leg, heel towards the ceiling, and pull your leg back with the help of your strap. You can have a bend in your knee. You can even keep your left knee bent, or if you want a little bit more, you can lengthen out your left leg. Maybe your shoulders and elbows are on the ground, anchoring yourself to the earth. Stay here for another breath. Inhale through your heel. Exhale, deepen into this. One more inhale and exhale. Then bend into your left leg if it's long. Release your right leg down. Release the strap from your right leg. Place your foot down on the ground on the right side, and then lift up your left foot. Place your strap on the bottom of the ball of your left foot. Push through your heel on the left side, toes flex back towards your face. Your strap is in both of your hands. Begin to pull your leg back towards your face. Maybe there's a bend in your knee. You can stay right here. Or if you want to, you can lengthen out your right leg if you need a little bit more. Take a few rounds of breath here. Inhale through your heel. Exhale. One more moment. Inhale through your heel and exhale. On your next inhale, lengthen and then exhale. Bend into your right knee and then allow your left leg to come down. Release your strap from your left foot. place your strap on the side and then place your hands out to a T or cactus your arms if you'd like. And then inhale, bring your knees up. Shins are parallel to the ground into our final twist of class. Inhale to lengthen, find space in between your vertebrae. Then exhale, allow your knees to fall over towards the right side of your mat. Just like at the beginning of class, you can look towards your knees or away from your knees if you want a little bit more. Find that comfortable position for yourself. Even use props if you need them between your knees, underneath your knees. Stay here and breathe. Our final twists in class allow us to absorb everything that we did throughout our practice today. Take one more inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bring your knees up through center using your core strength. And then place your feet on the ground just for one moment. Kick your hips to the right to lengthen out your spine. And then lift up. Your shins parallel to the ground once again, and then allow your legs to fall over towards the left side of your mat. On this side, it might feel different, so make any adjustments that you might need. Same options, look towards your knees or away from your knees. Whatever feels good in your body, stay and breathe. One more inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bring your knees back up through center. Place your feet on the ground to lengthen out your spine if you'd like, and then bring your knees into your chest. Reach around and grab for opposite elbows or wherever you can hold on to today. Rock side to side. Give your lower back a little bit of a massage. And then when you're feeling ready, lengthen out your legs. Arms come down to your sides. Palms face up to your final relaxation. You can even bend into your knees, feet as wide as your mat. Let your knees knock together. Find yourself on your mat as heavy as you can be. You just spent the last 45 minutes doing something so good for yourself. Begin to come to your breath. Lengthen out your inhales and your exhales, just like we did early on. Inhale to a slow count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, the same slow count of 4, 2, 3, 4. Stay here as long as you would like. Relax. Thank you so much for taking time for your health today. On behalf of Healium Hot Yoga, Tendril Yoga, and the West Allis Fire Department, great work. Remember to check out the other videos in this series or come visit us at the studio. We look forward to seeing you on the mat again soon. Be well.